Well, and Annie Andrews in the Senate race, Democratic Senate race, to challenge Lindsey Graham, has won the nomination there, beating out a number of challengers, but Brandon Brown, the closest at 31%. Dr. Annie Andrews has run before, ran against Nancy Mace actually in the last election cycle and lost that election. But Andrews winning the Democratic nomination in the Senate District 2. Lindsey Graham is who she will face in November as he beats out Mark Lynch in the Senate District 2 primary today. Now, Graham is looking to secure a fifth term in office. And as we noted, he'll have to beat out Annie Andrews in November to do that. Our Megan Gagno joining us live now in Columbia. She has been with the Graham camp all day. The senator just addressed his supporters a little while ago. What's his message today, Megan?
Well, Brian, the celebration is certainly still going on over here. Senator Graham is actually behind me right now taking pictures with some of his supporters that came out here tonight celebrating his secured spot on the November ballot. Now, Graham polling almost 60% of the vote, no runoff needed. He heads straight into the general election. His closest challenger, Mark Lynch, finished a distant second with just over 27%. Thomas Keith Dismukes, Pat Herman, and Calvin Cohen each pulled in under 5%. Now, Charleston pediatrician Dr. Annie Andrews claimed the Democratic nomination with more than 61% of the vote, defeating Brandon Brown, who finished with about 31%, and Kyle Freeman with 8%. Now, Graham promises to continue his efforts with strengthening border security, reducing federal spending, and advancing conservative policy priorities. Graham calling Trump's endorsement the most consequential part, saying the people listen to him, and says tonight this proves that South Carolina is Trump country.
So what I'm most proud of is that South Carolina validated what I've been doing for our state, who I am and what I believe and what I stand for, the most consequential endorsement, I think, in the history of politics. And when you spoke, the people of South Carolina listened. And President Trump, I'm coming back to the Senate in 27. I'm going to win in November, and I'm going to help you change this world and change this country.
Now, President Trump also posting to X moments ago congratulating Senator Lindsey Graham on the big win, saying, quote, now Lindsey will be able to devote his time to passing the desperately needed and long overdue Save America Act. Now, Graham also says he is confident he will be a fifth-term senator for South Carolina and says he is grateful and is determined to win this race. Graham and Andrews will face off in the November elections. In Columbia, I'm Megan Gagno, Watch Fox News, Local First.